Welcome back. It's time for Daybreak in 10 on Color 10.
We are on the air with you for the next 10 minutes, commercial free, beginning right now. And first, let's head on over to meteorologist Elisa Rafa with our forecast. Good morning, Elisa.
Good morning, guys. We're starting out with some pretty sunshine down on the square in Springfield. It's 72 degrees. It's dry, it's warm, and it is a little bit sticky. We had some fog concerns near West Plains. Looks like those are clearing up, so some good visibility free from the patchy fog. It's 72 degrees in Springfield, 68 in Monette, and 71 degrees in Fort Leonard Wood. Dew points are up around 70, so again, per usual, that means it's a little bit humid out there this morning. At the pool today, we'll have some clouds, temperatures around 90 degrees with a couple of spotty showers and storms possible. They'll stay pretty spotty like the last couple of days as you fire up the grill. 91 degrees for that high, and we stay muggy through the evening. So some spotty storms possible here on Futurecast with those highs in the lower 90s. Overnight tonight will be dry and warm with lows in the 70s. Storm chances turn more isolated tomorrow as the pattern starts to dry out. Then the heat and humidity come back in a little bit of a bigger way by the weekend, with temperatures headed back into the middle 90s. So here's what to expect. A storm chance lingers today. The weekend looked hot and dry. Temperatures in the middle 90s could feel like 100 to 105. So with that heat cranking just a little bit more, make sure you check kids, elderly, pets, and remember those hot cars are deadly. Look before you lock. Heat eases as you head into next week because the storm chances will return. So the heat doesn't really last as long. Again, middle 90s this weekend. Then by next week, the heat eases with temperatures back in the upper 80s with the storm chances coming back. Remember that heat index could swelter a little bit this weekend. So stay cool and stay hydrated. Joe, Jen.
The Greene County Sheriff's Office has issued an endangered silver advisory for 71-year-old Mickey Joyce Tummons, who was last seen yesterday. She suffers from dementia, and Tummons was last seen walking eastbound on Farm Road 80 yesterday. She is known to travel on Greyhound buses and is without a cell phone. Tummons was last seen wearing a black t-shirt and black sweatpants. She has black hair and is 5'6". If you have any information on where Tummons can be located, you're asked to call the Greene County Sheriff's Office.
The oldest bar in Springfield is temporarily closing as Lindbergh's Tavern made this call because one of its employees tested positive for COVID-19. Co-owner Ryan Dock says they have been deep cleaning and sanitizing the area and will continue to do so before reopening. All employees also have now been tested, and Doc says he's contacted the health department about this. He's encouraged employees to stop by, too, to see if they need any produce from the pantry that would otherwise be soon set to expire. The bar will not reopen until all test results come back, and it's expected to stay closed for at least 2 weeks anyway.
Just thought in the long run, it was the best thing to do for our employees, for our customers, for the community. We'll take the hit and hopefully bounce back, and people will appreciate that and support us again.
There are several fundraising events and a GoFundMe page if people would like to help out Lindbergh's. All the info about those events are over on our website for you.
The city of Branson will be participating in a statewide program to test the city's wastewater for COVID-19 indicators. By doing this, the city can monitor trends and provide an early warning on outbreaks. The program is being funded by the CDC, and plans are for it to be conducted for at least a year.
And some news from around the region for you now. City workers in Fayetteville, Arkansas say a new plan will help improve restaurant and bar businesses. The city is actually creating an outdoor refreshment area, allowing people 21 and over to use a designated cup and official wristband to consume alcohol on public sidewalks, as long as they're within the parameters of that district. City officials say some success can already be seen as businesses that haven't been open lately are now opening back up because of this option. There are some concerns being raised, but the city says as long as everyone is following these rules, the program should be a success, and there will be help in enforcing them.
If we wanted to create a party atmosphere like that, it would run late at night and it would be concentrated on a small core, or a small area of road. This is not what we've proposed.
It's going to be an educational thing. We're going to have to educate the people that are down there that it's kind of new to us too. So it'll be a work in progress. It takes some time for people to get used to it.
The district is open from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. 7 days a week, and there are about 20 businesses taking part. The pilot program will end in January to give the city a chance to reevaluate what worked and what did not.
Attorney General William Barr says 200 arrests have been made in Kansas City since federal agents arrived in town. It's all part of Operation Legend, an initiative to help stop violent crime. Kansas City Mayor Quinton Lucas says he only knows of one arrest tied to this operation. Mayor Lucas says he wants to make sure agents are helping KC police find suspects of violent crimes like the operation is intended to do, and doesn't want to make fighting crime a political issue.
Where he tried to link the Black Lives Matter movement, recent protest activity, to the fact that there's been an increase in violent crime in American cities. I don't believe that to be the case. I don't think there's real data to support that, and Lord knows there's not that data in Kansas City. We've had an increase in shooting activity, unfortunately in homicides, since almost the beginning of the year. And so to suggest otherwise is to try to not just dog whistle, but frankly dog bark.
Missouri Governor Mike Parson called a special session to address violent crime in Kansas City, as well as in other areas of the state, and that begins on Monday.
And some news around the world for you. China launched a Mars mission today in an attempt to join the U.S. in successfully landing a spacecraft on that planet. China's spacecraft is expected to take 7 months to get there. It marked the second flight to Mars this week after a United Arab Emirates orbiter blasted off from Japan on Monday. The U.S. is aiming to launch Perseverance, its most sophisticated Mars rover ever, from Cape Canaveral down in Florida next week.
Tokyo is marking 1 year to go until the Olympics today. The Olympics were originally scheduled to begin on Friday with an extravagant opening ceremony, but the games have instead been delayed until July 23rd of 2021 because of the global pandemic. A small ceremony took place less than an hour ago with the launch of a commemorative video. Today's landmark comes as the Japanese capital reported 366 new coronavirus cases, a new daily record, fueling fears of a second round of infections.
Back to some more local news. Missouri Job Centers will host a drive-through job fair today from 9:30 to 11:30. Employers will be there on hand, and if you want to go, you should fill out applications online before attending. And remember to bring your resume if you're not able to apply online. For a list of employers who will be there, just go over to ozarksfirst.com.
A local nonprofit will be sharing details about its future headquarters and a new campaign later today. The Victim Center will be moving to the 800 block of West Tampa Street and will be able to have 50% more space to help victims. They hope to move in the spring of 2021. In addition to the new space, the nonprofit has launched the Build Hope Capital campaign. They hope to raise $1.3 million and have already raised 86% of that. The announcement with more details is slated for 5:15 tonight at the new location. And now here's a look at what's coming up after Daybreak.
Coming up, how people and businesses are coping in California, now the state with the most coronavirus cases in the country. Plus, opening day, a look at how Major League Baseball will be different during this pandemic. Coming up on CBS This Morning.
All right, what's happening this morning, Jen?
So the FDA has released a new list of hand sanitizers that are toxic. We had a pretty long list that had been released a couple months ago, and earlier this month they looked into a few more. There are 4 new ones that people should look out for. We're trying to stay safe, but now as we're using more and more different types of hand sanitizers, these last ones too, on July 8th is when the FDA started looking into them. New list of hand sanitizers that are toxic, so watch out what you have at home and make sure they're not on that list.
All right, something we got to watch out for there. Also, you told me about a trend that you saw, right?
It's opening day. Why are you like so nonchalant about this? You're like, oh, I guess it's opening day.
Oh, by the way,
guys,
I heard
baseball comes back tonight. Yankees play the Nats the first game. It's at 6 Central, right?
Yep.
Then on the West Coast,
So you know all
Dodgers
this.
play Giants. I don't really care about that game, so I'm not sure. Is it Dodgers
That's
and
right,
Giants?
yes.
Okay. Yeah. Yanks kick off tonight. We'll kick off first pitch. Oh, and Dr. Fauci's doing the ceremonial first pitch because it's a home opener and in Nationals Park in D.C.
That's right. Defending champs kicking off the new year.
Yes, and he's a huge Nationals fan, and obviously he's like America's sweetheart right now with the pandemic. So,
Right. Cardinals and Royals get at it on Friday night.
oh, I guess
All
those
right.
teams people care about here too, right?
Yeah, that sounds about right. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us this morning on Daybreak.